Welcome to our Wednesday meditation service. Tonight we're going to do Sata Nama. And I want to read the daily word for today so that we are on top of what's going on with the rest of the people in unity. The word today, I am enfolded in divine protection. The circumstances of the world no longer frighten or disturb me because I have placed my attention and energy on spiritual truth, which is more enduring than the things of the world. It is wonderful to feel divinely protected. I am secure in this knowledge, and outer appearances cannot disturb my peace. But I feel that with what's going on in the world, it doesn't hurt if we send prayer. Every time we have a thought about it, we send prayer for a solution to what's going on. Give energy to help and not just ignore it, because we are channels of blessings and we have divine power within us to help the situation. So if it does come to your mind, give a positive prayer to the situation. There is an answer, and we can help lift up what is going on there so that so many people can be saved. They're here to do a mission on this planet, and they'd like to live to do it. We want to help them. So, Sata Nama. Each time you close a mudra, which is, you're going to go Sa-ta na ma with both hands. By joining the thumb with the finger, your ego seals its effect in your consciousness. Visualize or feel each individual sound come in the crown chakra at the top of the head, down through the middle of the head, and out to infinity through the third eye. This is very important and must be done with each sound. It is an essential part of the cleansing process. Sa is the beginning, infinity. Ta is life, existence. Na is death, change, transformation of consciousness. Ma is rebirth, regeneration, and resurrection, which allows us to consciously experience the joy of the infinite. So just get comfortable. We'll do it for about 8 minutes, and then we'll end it. Sata Nama, 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 Satanama, 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 Satanama.
Good evening, everyone. Often, when facing a serious challenge, you'll hear someone say, "I need a miracle." And perhaps you have said this on occasion yourself, "I need a miracle." And unfortunately, when one says that, usually they're referring to some kind of divine intervention from outside himself or herself, perceiving God to still be out there somewhere, a God that created the earth and the heavens and the people in the earth, and is kind of possibly overseeing the whole thing or watching it. And that concept is a very strong, powerful affirmation of separation from God. I need a miracle, wanting some kind of divine intervention into the circumstances of our lives. In the limited initial state of awareness, that's expected because of our conditioning in the world of illusions. But we need to understand how to heal ourselves. And to do that, we need to get down to the basic truth of miracles. So I'm going to share with you from A Course in Miracles what I believe is possibly the most cogent, enlightening paragraph in A Course in Miracles. This is on Course in Miracles text, page That's the old text, 203. And in the new edition, it's on page 218. Miracles are merely the translation of denial into truth. If to love oneself is to heal oneself, those who are sick do not love themselves. Therefore, they are asking for the love that would heal them, but which they are denying to themselves. If they knew the truth about themselves, they could not be sick. The task of the miracle worker thus becomes to deny the denial of truth. The sick must heal themselves, for the truth is in them. Yet having obscured it, the light in another mind must shine into theirs, because that light is theirs. The light in them shines as brightly, regardless of the density of the fog that obscures it. If you give no power to the fog to obscure the light, it has none, for it has power only if the Son of God gives it power. And whenever you see the Son of God in A Course in Miracles, it's a reference to the entire collective human consciousness in your own experience. I say this in your own experience because when we talk about the Son of God, we're talking about the divine consciousness, but as one, or each person who is defining himself or herself as separate actually perceives the Son of God. So until one is completely awakened, there will be variations. But the Son of God is the whole collective human consciousness. This is the most powerful truth anyone could ever meditate upon. And it comes to us from a number of different sources, enlightened sources down through the ages. But it comes to us also from A Course in Miracles. You don't have to wrestle with this tonight. I'll remind you of it after this talk. The part is whole, and the whole is in every part. The part is whole, and the whole is in every part. And that whole is W-H-O-L-E. The whole one, the whole human experience, ideal, wisdom of being. The part is actually whole, but doesn't know it for that period of time that the part continues to entertain thoughts of denial of oneness. So all that the spiritual journey is about is the mind of any single person waking up slowly, releasing the limited interpretation of its own experience. The experiences that each person is having appears to be individual in relationship to that person. And so that person is waking up. That part is becoming whole as it awakens more and more to the truth of its own self-imposed illusion of separation. If you got any of this up to this point, you're already enlightened. If you got what I just said up to this point, you're sitting there, wow, that's it. That's it. I know that. Okay, that's all right. So let me read this again. And if I don't remember to remind you of that one truth that is shared by many sources of enlightenment, raise your hand and say, Jack, what is that truth again? Okay? Because I drink a lot before I get here. And not really. But anyway, let me read this to you. Miracles are merely the translation of denial into truth. If to love oneself is to heal oneself, those who are sick do not love themselves. Let me clarify that a little bit. A Course in Miracles defines sickness as separation. In other words, anyone who is sick is actually in a state of perception of separation. And so all A Course in Miracles is attempting to do is attempting for those who tune into it to release their denial of oneness. To release the denial of oneness is to remove the illusion of separation, being separate from God and from divine love and peace and wholeness, to remove this illusion of separation, which keeps the mind operating in limited projections of separation, grievances. They did this, they should know better. Why are they doing that? They have no right. He's wrong, he did this to me, she's doing that now and should never have done it. All of that is denial of being connected to everything, which is oneness, which brings forth not grievances against those seeming others, not projections of limitation, but simply an open awareness of this divine presence, which is only love. And so in doing that, we dissolve the illusion that A Course in Miracles defines as sickness. So miracles are merely the translation of denial into truth. If to love oneself is to heal oneself, those who are sick do not love themselves. Therefore, they are asking for the love that would heal them, but which they are denying to themselves. If they knew the truth about themselves, they could not be sick. The task of the miracle worker thus becomes to deny the denial of truth. The truth is that everything is interconnected, one only, and it is sacred. That is the truth. But we are born, raised, educated in the illusion of separation, which is the denial that we are all interconnected and beholden to one another to share compassion, peace, love, service. That is what we were born to live. While we're not living it, A Course in Miracles defines us as being sick. And any number of ailments can proceed from the illusion of that sickness. So if they knew the truth about themselves, they could not be sick. The truth is that they're interconnected to the divine love which heals, harmonizes, and restores all peace. The task of the miracle worker thus becomes to deny the denial of truth. The sick must heal themselves, for the truth is in them. Yet, having obscured it, the light in another mind must shine into theirs, because that light is theirs. The light in them shines as brightly, regardless of the density of the fog that obscures it. If you give no power to the fog to obscure the light in you, it has none. For it only has power if the Son of God, which is the being, interconnected being of all beings, gives power to it. Let me give you an example that will stay with you. I spoke to a lady on Sunday at the group discussion following the talk, and she let me know that she had a relative who's a hostage or a hostage wherever they keep them, and they're hostages to Hamas. And so she's saying that how can she forgive? How can she feel peace? Well, how can you feel anything but remorse and fear and concern? And I explained to her, that was her first Sunday, her first day, her first talk here. I explained to her that up until that particular talk, I had brought up the idea that looking upon the madness of the world, which is what's taking place in the Middle East, looking upon the madness of the world and then giving yourself to it and having negative emotions, real deep concerns, maybe even hate or vengeance or whatever else goes with that, is meaningless. If you realize you have no control over the conditions and circumstances taking place in the Middle East right now, why give any attention to it, or give as little attention as possible? Because with our media, you're not going to be able to get away from total, withdrawal from hearing all about what's taking place in the Middle East. But so, up until that talk on Sunday, where she was questioning, I had said, what you do is don't give your attention to the madness in the world. That madness is generated by an illusionary definition of life, which is the definition of separation. And it goes so deep when it comes to certain peoples and countries and cultures, like you have over there. And it leads to the utmost insanity. While in the illusion of separation, we all have a certain insanity that we're going to try to heal. In some people, the insanity is so encroached in them, so powerfully in them, they have very little hope at this point of releasing the insanity. But you don't have to buy into the insanity. Now let me explain to you what happens with insanity. The insanity of the limited thinking of separation. As they were getting the hostages out, they got, I'm not following it, honestly speaking, but Norma follows it, and occasionally I'll look at it to find out where they're at with releasing the hostages. So they were releasing the hostages, and the talking heads on the television, without exception, are saying, oh yes, they're released and they're happy and they're thankful and they're glad to be returned to their homes, their parents, their loved ones. And some of them weren't being returned to their loved ones because the loved ones had been annihilated by the madness. But the talking heads are saying, but they are going to have such psychological pain from this, being captives for, at that time, it was 46 days. They're going to have so much psychological suffering and pain. That is such a necessary denial by the insane of the world. It is what they do to keep the drama of the ego alive. How do you know that after 46 days in captivity, maybe some of them came out and they said, oh, that was a really interesting experience. Like having 46 days watching a horror movie, you went through it, you're out of it, you think back of it, you may not have any psychological experience whatsoever. Pain, suffering. Yes, if you lost your parents and didn't know about it, that's true suffering. There is real suffering. Then there is illusionary suffering. And that comes from the necessity of the ego to propagate and keep going drama. The ego needs drama. It needs to be a victim. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ah, come on. Start to meditate. You want to heal the situation in the Middle East? Wake up within yourself. You are divine in origin. And you can bestow love and you can bestow peace. You don't have to bestow more drama. These talking heads are almost hoping there's going to be some psychological breakdowns in these hostages so they can keep pumping the news out and making the big bucks they make for doing the drama of the world. So that's what I'm talking about when I talk about separation. The ego needs separation, and it needs an enemy, because that's what makes it feel special. Enough said. So, to deny the denial of truth is to withdraw from those things over which you have no control. You have no control over the conditions and madness that takes place in the Middle East right now. The best thing you can do is to pray, send prayer. If you have an opportunity and you want to send some kind of gift or financial gift, or if you can be of help in some way, that's not restricted. But don't enter the drama for the sake of commiserating with the whole idea of being in this condition. People do that enough without the insanity of the world. They do it to themselves. You want enlightenment? I'm sure there are people sitting here right now, you might be one of them, saying, geez, I got to get out of here. Are you saying that to yourself? I got to get out of here. Because the ego does not want to mess with the truth. If you want to still cling to the whole idea of commiserating with every piece of insanity that takes place in the world and play the special victim, then that will be your decision. But if you want to find a life truly worth living, then you'll say, you know what? There may be something about this truth that God is present in every person, in every place, in every condition, and you can feel love and peace no matter what. So I'll continue with A Course in Miracles. This is from A Course in Miracles text, page 192. And in the new edition, it's on page 208. It is impossible not to believe what you see, but it is equally impossible to see what you do not believe. Perceptions are built up on the basis of experience, and experience leads to beliefs. It is not until beliefs are fixed that perceptions stabilize. In effect, then, what you believe, you do see. Uh-oh, who said that? In effect, then, what you believe, you do see. Who said that is Helen Schuckman. She took 7 years to channel A Course in Miracles. And what she is saying is what you believe, you do see. You know, and that's a little bit rough to take because it places the responsibility of healing the mind, of all the limited fears, concerns, and madness that it has been heir to. It places the responsibility partially on us, the one having those beliefs. You're out-picturing, seeing what you believe, because everything you see is actually filtered through your collection of beliefs, your definition of life at this point. It is not until beliefs are fixed that perceptions stabilize. In effect, then, what you believe, you do see. That is what I meant, and this is the Christ consciousness speaking. That is what I meant when I said, "Blessed are ye who have not seen and still believe." For those who believe in the resurrection will see it. The resurrection is the complete triumph of Christ over the ego, not by attack, but by transcendence. So, in Unity, we know the basic ideal from the Bible that this particular organization was built on is Christ in you is your hope of glory. And some people will go on for a long time, and that's their choice, to think of Christ in a historic sense, back when tortured and then crucified, and they will hang all kinds of hard and painful feelings about that historic event. And what it is saying is that Christ is a universal being that happens to be the true self of every being. It says so in the book of John. You want to find that truth written in the Bible? The first chapter of John has it. Christ is the true self of every living person. So Christ in you, coming forth, awakening in you, your divine nature awakening in you, your divine nature clearing your mind of the grievances and the madnesses that the mind has taken in as being so, brings you into an enlightened awareness where you are an emissary of healing light, healing peace. So this is what this is saying. Christ transcends the ego-centered definition of self as being a separate body-mind in a world of separate others. And that this separate body-mind is an objective observer that knows the right and wrong of everything and can judge, condemn, can bring whatever punishment is necessary. We're headed for another dimension of experience. In fact, Eckhart Tolle, the master Eckhart Tolle, says that this illusion and this definition of life is passing. We're going through it, but it is passing. And it may be that the madness will be, you can't measure how great the madness could actually become. But we are told that if we do a spiritual practice, if we make a priority in our life that whenever negative emotions are rising within us, instead of just letting them play out and we blame and condemn, instead of letting those negative emotions play out, a person who's on the journey toward awakening will be able to catch those emotions, those thoughts, and realize it's called a holy pause. Now, maybe all the way through your life, you've always given into that. But maybe you've decided, I want to enter into the divine consciousness, the consciousness that the masters of life share. So you pause and you recognize that you're having negative emotions, negative thoughts. Could be about somebody, could be about the workplace, could be about your car breaking down, could be about any number of things, could be about the war in the Middle East or Ukraine or wherever it is that there is madness. But you pause and you say within yourself, I could choose peace instead of this. I could have peace instead of these emotions. And here you are, if you do that, what you're doing is what this Course in Miracles said. You're denying the denial of truth. You're not going to give in to the denial of oneness, of the presence of God as love. You're not going to give in to that. You're going to choose the presence of God as love. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if it happens to be some kind of confrontation with a person, condition, circumstance, and you pause, and the presence within you will say, forgive. Let it go. Look past it. Be at peace. Let it go. Look past it. Be at peace. I'm going to conclude this what I'll do is I'll remember to give you that solid, life-transforming truth. The part is whole. The whole is in every part. The part is whole. The whole is in every part. So tonight, we will meditate. Meditation is relaxing the mind that has been conditioned to be involved in drama after drama after drama. And let it go. It may still be carrying on and, distracting, but you don't try to stop it or shut it off. You simply replace it with an ideal. You simply replace it with, there is only one presence, one power in all of life that is worth acknowledging. It is God as love. There is only one power, one presence in all of life that is worth acknowledging. It is God as love. There is only one power, one presence in all of life that's worth acknowledging. It is God as love. Just relax. And you can rework this mantra this way God is love. Love is life. I am God's life. I am. God is love. Love is life. I am God's life. I am. And then as you meditate, you breathe in the I, breathe out the am. God is love. Love is life. I am God's life. I am. Breathing in the I, breathing out the am. I am. I am. I am. in this refined level of awareness. We will offer the names of those that have been submitted to our prayer list. As Norma calls the name, merely allow the divine truth free in your own awareness. God is love. Go out to that name. God is love.
Wouter Verhagen, Alex McKeon, Judy Kennedy and Workplace Office, Don Deagle, Judy, Anna, Marissa, Faye Russell, all animals, dogs in need of loving care and homes, Donna Kelleher, Jim, Lori Garcia, children and pups, Chandler, John, Kat, Jeremy, Shannon Keir, Jackie, Tanner Wilkie, Tyler Learman, Amron, Gwen and Chrissy, Humanity, Rob Underwood and family, Leor, Sue, Thorne, Margaret, Davita, Louie, Brandon, Dennis Chino, Elena Matteo in graduate school, Tom, Sue, Larry, the Schumachers, Elaine P., Pam and Finson and sister, Donna R., the Dow family, Jennifer Panaska, Caroline and mother, Matt and family, the Brown family, Brent, Dale, George, Jeff, Nika, Mike Liesenberg, Chris Knick, Tom Coughlin, Catherine Hobson, Marin Coughlin, Michelle, Andrew, Jan, Sue H., Bentley Singleton, Sebastian, Wayne B., Shad, the Israelis and Palestinians. You can call out a name at this time if you'd like to do so. We see this healing light surrounding the prayer box and all the people, this names that have been submitted throughout the month. We see them healed physically, mentally, and spiritually.
As we go forth on this meditation, let us take a moment to recognize the divine consciousness rising in the awareness of everybody sharing this Boulder community with us. And this divine awareness awakening in the consciousness of everyone sharing the state of Colorado with us. And this divine awareness moving in the hearts and minds and consciousness of everyone sharing these United States of America with us. And this divine consciousness creating the new awareness of a heaven in earth. As we pray, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and God is love. To this we say, Amen. We will take an offering for unity now. And as we are preparing to do that, I'd like to remind everybody watching online, you can scroll down to that tag that says donate. It'll give you the different ways you can donate to Unity of Boulder. So let us all bring, those of you that are watching live stream, bring to mind that financial gift you'd like to make to Unity. And everyone here can bring that financial gift to mind or even bring it into their hands. And let's bless it with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. Amen.
Open my heart, let only love flow through me. Center my soul upon the path of peace. Make of my life a melody of love. God is in all of life, we are all one. Open my heart, let only love flow through me.
Join me now, please. We dedicate this tithe to the will and the work of the Spirit of truth, the Spirit available to each of us, the Spirit that joins all of us. We dedicate this tithe to the victory of the Spirit of truth. Amen.
Choir is tomorrow at 6:30. You're welcome to join for the Christmas season. It's going to be mostly carol singing. You get to sing all the different carols, and you're going to have a lot of fun doing it. And that's at 6:30 down in the basement middle room. You'll find it. It's right in the center.
On Sunday at 9 a.m. I will be speaking. Norma will be there with me doing our special Sunday service. And Cintisha will be doing the 11 o'clock service. And we'll be moving into the holiday season of Christmas, awakening to the reality of the Christ within us coming forth into consciousness. To
We have
everyone,
refreshments.
we have refreshments, tea, cookies. For those of you that would like to stay and chat, through these doors to your left, into the bookstore. To everyone, good night.
We will be having Friday as well, Friday to decorate the church. For the holidays.
What's happening Friday?
Friday for doing the church decoration.
Oh, we're decorating the church on Friday at what, 10 a.m.?
Friday. Are they decorating Friday?
Friday.
At 10?
The time wasn't pronounced, but Friday.
Okay,
All day, as long as it takes.
all right. Yeah, if you can, show up. There'll always be refreshments, bagels and tea, and help decorate the church for the Christmas holidays.
Great way to meet people.
Yes. Okay.